Good morning, my dear students. Today we will be discussing a new chapter called Pointers. Pointers is one of the chapter among programming in C++ unit. In programming in C++ unit, we have in total 7 chapters. Out of 7 chapters, pointer is one of them. So in the previous class, we discussed about the programs on various topics such as object and classes, function overloading, inheritance. Now we will be discussing the chapter called Pointers. So Pointers is chapter number 11, and today we will be discussing Pointers part 1. So we have one more part to be studied from Pointers, which will be discussed in the next class. So let us discuss. Let me tell you about the weightage of this chapter. So this chapter has 4 marks coming, one 1 mark question and one 3 mark question. For your annual exam, you will be getting 4 mark questions from this chapter. Let us have a recap of the topics what we studied in the previous class, that is simple interest program, which belongs to object and classes, quadratic equation program, sum of the series where we used constructor. Then we studied to calculate cube of a number using inline function, and we calculated area of square, rectangle and triangle using function overloading. So in total we discussed 5 programs in the previous session. We shall continue the session with a new topic called pointer. So let us see what is a pointer. The primary memory, that is RAM, it consists of a number of cells. Each cell can store data. The entire memory RAM is divided into number of cells, and each cell is identified by its own address, which is also called memory address or cell address. For example, if we declare int A, you can see 6000 below that, which is the memory address. 6000 is the memory address or cell address of variable A, and 20 is the value stored in A. 20 is the data stored in A, and A in RAM it is available at location 6000. So let me repeat, the primary memory is divided into number of cells where the data is stored. Each cell has a address, which is also called memory address or cell address. Let us take the example when we declare int A. A is an integer variable and the value stored in A is 20, and the address of A is 6000. So let us discuss what is a pointer. Pointer is a variable. It is a special variable. What it will do? It will store the address of any variable. For example, in the previous slide, we saw that the address of A is 6000. A pointer stores the address of another variable. That means it is possible to store the address of A in a pointer. That is, a pointer is a variable which stores the address of another variable. Pointer makes the program execution faster. Pointer is a variable. Like we study in C++, before any variable is used, the variable has to be declared along with the data type. Let us have a look how the pointers can be declared. A pointer can be declared as shown below. Data type followed by star or asterisk followed by the pointer name. Kindly look at the syntax. Syntax has data type star, which is the asterisk symbol followed by the pointer name. For example, int star p1, similarly float star p2, fp2, sorry. p1, what is p1 here? p1 is not a normal variable, p1 is a pointer. So p1 can store the address of an integer variable. Similarly, we have fp2, which is also a pointer, which will store the address of a floating point variable. p1 stores the address of an integer variable, whereas fp2 stores the address of a float variable. Let us see how we can store the address of a variable into a pointer, which is also called initialization of pointers. So initialization means how we can store the address. Following are the three methods using which we can initialize a pointer. For example, int star ptr, int a is equal to 25, ptr is equal to and a. And a gives the address of a, which will be stored in ptr. ptr is a pointer which will store, which is a data. The data type of ptr is int, which means ptr can store the address of a integer. Int a is equal to 25, that is a is a normal variable. Now we want to store the address of a in ptr. So ptr is equal to and a. Address of a is given by and or ampersand. Ampersand will give the address of a, which will be assigned to ptr. Similarly, you can see the second method where pointer and the variable are declared in the same statement, and in the next statement the address of variable a is assigned to ptr. Similarly, you can see the third method where the declaration and initialization is done in the same statement. So initialization of pointer is nothing but we are storing the address of a variable to a pointer. To store the address of a variable, we are using AND operator, which is also called as address operator. Let us discuss what is this ampersand or the address operator. The address operator is used to access the address of a variable. For example, a is an integer variable having value 25. Int a is equal to 25, which means a is an integer and the value stored in a is 25. Now we shall declare a pointer ptr, which is an integer pointer. ptr is a pointer. ptr is initialized to address of a. So int star ptr, which means ptr is an integer pointer. ptr is equal to and a, that means address of a will be assigned to ptr. So and is a address operator which gives the address of a variable. Now let us have a look on the indirection operator, that is star or asterisk. This operator, it is also called a indirection operator. So what is the job of this operator? First, in the first place, this operator is used to declare a pointer, and also it is called as indirection operator, which means we can access the value of a variable through a pointer. For example, a is an integer variable with value 25. P is a pointer which points to a. That means address of a is stored in P. P is a pointer. It is possible to access the value stored in a using pointer. So the indirection operator will help us to do that. Let us have a look in the following program where we are printing the value of a through a pointer using indirection operator. Int star p, int a is equal to 25. P is a pointer which can store the address of an integer variable. Similarly, int a is equal to 25, a is a normal variable. Now we want to assign the address of a in p. So p is equal to and a. See out value of a. We are printing the value of a through variable a. Kindly observe the second cout statement where we are printing the value of a through p. P is a pointer where we are storing the address of a. So star p refers to the value which is pointed by p. Similarly, kindly check the third statement cout. Address of a is p. If you just give p, address of a is printed. Suppose if you want to access the value which is pointed by p, we will be giving star p, that is the indirection operator. So this program demonstrates how we can use pointer and how we can use the indirection operator to access the value which is pointed by a pointer. Let us have a discussion on pointer arithmetic. So pointers can be used to perform all arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Pointers can also be used to compare, to perform relational operation. Pointers can also be used to increment and decrement the values. For example, you can see we have variable a with 25, variable b with 88. Similarly, we are using two pointers p1 and p2. p1 is equal to and a, means address of a is stored in p1 and b is equal to p2. Address of b is stored in p2. C is equal to p1 plus p2. That means we are adding the values which are pointed by p1, that is indirectly we are accessing a value through p1. Similarly, we are accessing the value of b indirectly through p2 and we are adding and we are assigning to c. So you can see the program where we have taken two variables a, b. We are storing and two pointers p1 and p2. We are storing the address of a in p1 and address of b in p2. C is equal to, we are adding a value and b value through pointers. Similarly, D is equal to, we are subtracting the value of a from b through p1 and p2 pointers, and then in the cout statement we are printing the sum and the difference. In the program you can see how pointers can be used to perform various arithmetic operations such as addition and subtraction. Let us see how we can use a pointer with array. When an array is declared, the array variable stores the address of the first variable in the array, first value in the array, which is called base address. Array name itself stores the base address. Base address is nothing but the address of the first variable in the array. Therefore, no additional pointers are required, but still if you want to have a pointer to the array, we can do it in the following example. Void main int x of 5. X of 5, x is a array which can store 5 variables, 5 values of type integer. As discussed, x stores the base address. Base address is nothing but the address of the first element in the array. So x itself can be used as a pointer, so additional pointer is not required. In case if you want to use an additional pointer, you can just have a look in the example. Example, int x of 5 star p. P is a pointer which can store the address of a integer. P is equal to a. You need not give ampersand because a is the array name which stores the base address. Base address is the address of the first element in the array, or you can do it with the other statement, that is p is equal to and a of 0, which also gives the address of the first element which will be assigned to variable p, or just simply you can give p is equal to a, where a stores the base address and that will be assigned to p. So now we shall discuss array of pointers. Like we have integer array, float array. It is possible to create a pointer array. For example, int star p5, that means p is a star p means p is a pointer which can point to integer, but p is a pointer of, it's a array of pointers. That means you kindly check the example. We have taken a, b, c, d and e. So we are assigning p of 0 with a address, p of 1 with b address, p of 2 with c address, and p of 3 with d, and p of 4 with e address. So here we have 5 addresses stored in p. P is not a normal pointer, it is a array of pointers. That means it stores a group of addresses. A group of addresses are stored at p of 0, p of 1, p of 2, p of 3 and p of 4. P of 0 stores address of a, p of 1 stores address of b, similarly p of 2 stores address of c, and p of 3 stores address of d, and p of 4 stores address of e. So now you are seeing a array of pointers. This is how we can create, like integer array, float array, we can create a pointer array. Let us see pointers and strings. As we know, string is a group of characters. A pointer can be used to point to a string. String is nothing but array of characters. As discussed earlier, whenever a array is declared, array name stores the base address. Base address is nothing but the address of the first element in the array. As string is also a array, char s of 10 is equal to hello. S stores the address of the first letter, that is h. If we want to store the address of first element to a pointer, we are taking char star cp. Cp is a character pointer. Cp is equal to and s of 0. S is the string. S of 0 means we are storing the address of the first element, that is h. Or we can directly use cp is equal to s. So this is how we can use a pointer to a string. This is about the topics to be discussed today. Pointer part 1, where we created a pointer array, array of pointers and pointer to a string. Kindly go through the video and also attend the questionnaires for 10 marks. Hope you are understanding the topics taught. All the best. Have a great day. God bless you all.